Wolverine Stadium, and it's our honor to introduce our seniors. We'll be recognizing seniors from the football team, the cheer team, dance team, and our very own Blues Brothers. All right, first, for the football team, introducing number 6, Brendan Talley. Brendan is escorted by Billy and Heather Talley. Here comes number 7, Quade Curtis. Quade is escorted by John Curtis Jr. and Jonathan and Terry Dyer. Next is number 10, Landon Grigg. Landon is escorted by Scott and Gibby Grigg. Next up is number 25, Landon Jordan. Landon is escorted by Steve and Lisa Jordan. Next up is number 30, Luke Balfe. Luke is escorted by Bob and Jennifer Balfe. Here comes number 31, Dakota Gaines. Dakota is escorted by Sean and Courtney Gaines. Next is number 33, Luke Evans. Luke is escorted by David and Lori Evans. Next up is number 43, Colby Gardner. Colby is escorted by James and Flo Fescura. Next up is number 50, Micah Pinellas. Micah is escorted by Noe and Karen Pinellas. Next up, number 61, Jonathan Medley. Jonathan is escorted by Rick and Stephanie Frazier. Here comes number 64, Richard Stout. Richard is escorted by Mother Donna Stout and Father Richard Stout. Here comes number 73, Jimmy Diaz. Jimmy is escorted by Julio Diaz and Briseda Avila. Here comes senior number 84, Spencer Berryman. Spencer is escorted by David and Mabel Berryman. Next, we have senior number 87, Aiden Klingfost. Aiden is escorted by Andrew and Jessica Klingfost. Here comes number 93, Johnny Maciel. Johnny is escorted by BJ Parrish. Next up is our football manager, Holly Madison Grilly. Madison is escorted by Alan and Carol Grilly. And now for our cheer team, introducing Kinley Bates. Kinley is escorted by Gordon and Becky Bates. Next up is Hadley Casey. Hadley is escorted by Sean and Julie Casey. Next, we have senior Lauren Chappell. Lauren is escorted by Kevin and Beth Chappell. Our next cheerleader is Kylie Coleman. Kylie is escorted by John and Susie Coleman. Next up is Maggie Hoyt. Maggie is escorted by Ard and Kirsten Hoyt. Our next cheerleader is senior Mac Lagan. Mac is escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Myron and Riza Elderman. Our next cheerleader is Aisha Kamsidikasak. Asia is escorted by sister Samantha Kamsidikasak and brother-in-law Kevin Arvello. Next up is Brianna McCall. Brianna is escorted by Joshua and Candy McCall. Here comes senior cheerleader Abigail Orozco. Abigail is escorted by Juan and Maricruz Orozco. And our final cheerleader is Brecken Smith. Brecken is escorted by mother Amber Nestor and Joseph Nestor and grandmother Lee Burdock. And now it's time to introduce the dance team. Senior Macy Bartholomew. Macy is escorted by Chris and Tiffany Bartholomew. Next up is Riley Ducharme. Riley is escorted by Brian and Kara Ducharme. Next we have senior Torrance Hendrickson. Torrance is escorted by Miranda and Ronnie Hendrickson. Next up is the manager, Evan Holly. Evan is escorted by Lance Holly. Next we have senior Reagan Owens. Reagan is escorted by Michael and Kimberly Owens. Next up is senior cheerleader Lily Poland. Lily is escorted by Brian and Amy Poland. Our final senior dance cheerleader, Brian Williams. Brian is escorted by Brandon and Tamika Williams. And now for our Blues Brothers. First up, Blues Brothers, we have River Baker. River is escorted by Jeremy Baker. Next senior Blues Brothers is Blake Braswell and Stephanie Gurley. Blake and Stefan is escorted by Karen Braswell and Mike Braswell. Next up, Blues Brother is Matthew Braunbach. Matthew is escorted by Ken and Laura Braunbach. Our next senior Blues Brother is Joseph Broderson. Joseph is escorted by Jamie and Candace Erickson. Next up is Chase Bruyette and San Pandy. Chase and San are escorted by Father Joseph Bruyette and Josh Waycaser. Next up is Cole Kitchens. Cole is escorted by Mother Heather Fowler and Father Chuck Kitchens. And final bruised brother is Ethan Tubb. Ethan is escorted by Mother Laura Tubb. Thank you, seniors, for all of your hard work.
Senior night here at Wolverine Stadium at First National Bank of NWA Field in Centerton. The West Wolverines about 20 minutes away from kickoff against the Heritage War Eagles. Derek Ruskin here. John Mackey will be along in a little bit. We're going to take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll hear from head coach Brian Pratt on our Coach's Corner. That is coming right up here on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Absolute Janitorial Service is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company serving all of Northwest Arkansas. We have a long track record for exceptional service and clear communication. We clean multiple facility types, including office buildings, medical facilities, manufacturing plants, churches, schools, and much more. Give Absolute Janitorial Service a call today for a free quote and see what an absolute difference our services can make for your business.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
Farmers Insurance, the Kyle Wurst Agency in Centerton, for your auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs.
Coach's Corner this week as the Wolverines get ready to take on Rogers Heritage. Coach Pratt joins me once again. And, Coach, first of all, have you ever been a part of anything like that? Down 21, fourth quarter, comeback, an exciting win for sure.
It was really exciting. I don't really know how to explain it because I don't really know what happened. At one point in time, I was thinking, how are we going to get these kids back after a tough loss like this? But then, you keep fighting, and you got to go back to the way we teach our kids all the time by handling adversity and doing that stuff. And, you get the kickoff return and turn around back-to-back special team plays, get the onside kick, and it kind of gave us a little fire. And obviously, I felt really confident about our offense being able to move the football and get some points. We had hurt ourselves a couple of times, and, throwing a pick in the end zone right before half and things like that. So, we went down and scored, and then we got to get a stop on defense, and it was a struggle there for a little bit, but we finally got one. In our mind, we thought that if we could get somewhere around 2 minutes, we'd be able to go score even with no timeouts, because we had to use our timeouts to burn them. And a lot of people were questioning why we were calling timeouts, but in my mind, instead of just letting them run it off, I at least can control the offense and whether we need to stop the clock or get out of bounds, I don't have to wait 40 seconds to run off. So we were real easily choosing to take the timeouts. And, we got 2 minutes, and I'm thinking, okay, we need to take our time and get down. But then we turn around and score in like 40 seconds, and they still got a minute and something left. So I'm like, well, crap, that's bad clock management. I scored too quick. So It was a great night for our kids, and just to see the excitement that they had, and our fans. Even at school this week, people walking up and telling you how much fun it was. And, that's what it's about. It's why you play the game, and it's not just on paper every week. And our kids never gave up, and that's probably the most biggest compliment you can get as a coach, is your kids never give up.
So now is kind of the Debbie Downer part. You have to put that away and you have to focus on the next game, because it's really important to kind of get on a roll here, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to get on a roll, and just like we told our kids, every game gets bigger. Enjoy this moment, but now you got to get ready for the next one. And you got Heritage coming back over here, and you got home game again. It's senior night, so that'll be a cool deal for those seniors and the parents of those kids who put a lot of time and effort into our program. And you have to keep working, try to improve. And that's the one thing that we went into Saturday morning with was, even though we had a huge win, it was a lot of mistakes that we need to correct. It wasn't a fun day to come in and watch film, because you have 103 plays of defense, which has got to be some kind of record in high school. And I saw where Auburn had 100 against Arkansas, and that was a school record at Auburn. So I'm almost positive it's probably a high school record at 103. So we've got to be able to play better defense, and I think that's what our coaching staff are trying to work on this week. And offensively, we've got to make sure that we quit having the turnovers. And even though we only had one, it's still a real costly turnover. And you got to be able to handle adversity, even if the calls don't go your way, which they don't seem to ever go our way. So, but it is what it is.
Since we're commemorating senior night tonight, before we go, say a few words, if you would, about your senior class.
Well, this is a senior class that is probably one of our smallest ones we've ever had. 14, 15 seniors, something like that. And, there are some guys that struggled when they were freshmen. They're still fighting and doing what they can for the team. And, they're ultimate leaders, as bad as things were early. They still fought through and got where they're at right now. And so we're really proud of those kids, and proud that they put in the time and effort and been a part of something bigger than themselves. And I think that's a big thing, that no matter what the playing time is and who gets the ball here and there, it's about the team. It's not about me as an individual, and I think those guys do a good job of that.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for the time, as always.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Nice call on I got to listen to it afterwards, and it was a nice call. I really enjoyed that. We got a good laugh out of that.
Well, it was fun to watch, that's for sure.
Jackson Bruss is a pretty amazing individual, so great kid.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You're like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Foster Roofing has been helping Arkansas homeowners weather every storm for over 25 years. If your roof was damaged by the recent storm, be aware that out-of-state roofing companies may try to pose as local businesses. Choose an Arkansas state-licensed local company for your roof repair. Choose Foster Roofing.
And I'm going to need your customer number, account number, and ID number.
Ever get the feeling you're treated like a number instead of a person?
You know the difference between these numbers? Can't help me at all?
Some places can make you feel like a number. Your bank shouldn't be one of them.
Maria, how are you doing?
At Legacy National Bank, we believe in relationships and taking the time to get to know you and your goals. You're never a number at Legacy National Bank. Your legacy starts here.
Derek Ruskin back with you here at Wolverines Stadium in Centerton. First National Bank of NWA Field. We continue to count you down to kickoff. Our coverage presented by Bob Morey Auto Body and by Foster Roofing. The Wolverines, coming off of a dramatic come-from-behind victory against the Harbor Wildcats a week ago, are back on the home field, and they take on the winless Heritage War Eagles tonight. 2 out of the final 3 games are at home here for the Wolverines. Next week at Southside, and then week 10 here against the Bentonville Tigers. The Wolverines come in with a 2-2 mark in conference play. Obviously, they will have the tiebreaker over Harbor in the head-to-head should it come down to that, but they're 4-3 overall on the season to go along with that 2-2 record in conference play. And as we take a look at the standings right now, you see that Fayetteville is all along. Fayetteville has not won its football conference outright since like 1963 or something like that, if you can believe that. And that is something that is very much in their crosshairs as the season winds down. But they're the Wolverines at 2-2, looking at the 4. Depending on what happens, Coach Mackey, maybe they get up to the 3 spot. But the important thing is to get this victory here tonight before you can worry about anything else.
Yeah, we've talked, all year long. Like, I felt like we were 3, 4, and 5 with us, Rogers, and Harbor. And that's kind of, we said Bentonville, Fayetteville 1 and 2, whatever order, us 3, 4, and 5. And, I really thought Southside might even be up there a little bit. But it's a huge game tonight, without a doubt, because you definitely don't want to let a team that, you look at them on paper and you think, oh, this is an easy dub. That's a natural instinct, especially for teenagers, to kind of, read the papers, or they don't read the papers. So look at the Instagram stories, I guess.
Look at the internet, I suppose, yeah.
No, they don't even look at the internet. It's all Instagram stories.
Look at their apps.
And Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been in coaching for a while. You've had some big wins, and then you got to turn around and play the next game. How do you celebrate, but at the time bring everybody back in and avoid that dreaded hangover effect?
Yeah, well,
game?
I think you just talk about that Rogers loss. You know what I mean? Like I felt like that's a game we kind of had in control a little bit. We kind of let up a little bit. And if I'm Coach Pratt, I'm talking about, hey, if you let up, Heritage is good enough to beat you if you let up. That's why you play the games. Like, there's a reason that, it's really tough to go over, Somebody's going to let up on you, and you're going to sneak up and get one. And I promise you, Heritage is wanting one tonight.
They are desperate to get a win. There's no doubt about that. And the Wolverines can get on a little bit of a roll here at the end of the year. This game is one that they can handle. It'll be a tough road trip down to Fort Smith next week, but that's a game as well. And then, a rivalry game week 10, who knows? It doesn't appear Bentonville is as dominant as they normally are, but they're still really good. And, you never know in week 10. So it's going to be fascinating to watch this play out, but as it starts tonight with the Wolverines taking on Heritage. And one thing we may have talked about it in the coach's corner, but we'll definitely talk about it right now, is the emergence of Jackson Brust, who caught the tying touchdown. They hit the extra point to get the lead last week against Harbor. And, he is – Coach Pratt told me he's not the fastest guy, but the routes he runs are just so precise out there.
Well, in that route against Harbor, he did an amazing job because he kind of held up a little bit because he could. He knew the timing on the throw from Jake, and that caused the defender to kind of bump into him and caused him to fall down. And we kind of missed that on the shot. We were late getting to the shot of that. But, that's just him being such an intelligent player. He's what I call a Friday night lighter. He's a gamer.
Yeah. And some of the catches on the sideline, he's getting both feet in.
Yeah.
You only need one. You only need one, but he's going to go ahead and get 2 just in case. He's had some great catches and has really come on, given his opportunity to shine. He has made the most of it. And and now you look at the rest of the year, and you've got Brust on one side and Durham on the other, and now defenses are in a conundrum now.
Who do you pick? Yeah. And what's funny, for those of you who turned the game off in the third quarter and didn't watch the replay on our Wolverine Sports Network YouTube channel, you can go back and watch it. But Ty almost had the game-winning or the go-ahead touchdown. Just slipped through his fingertips, and he's made some amazing catches for us. but just wasn't quite able to do that, and that allowed Bruss to get all the glory on the next pass.
So
go ahead.
So, I was just going to say Heritage has won the toss, and they'll receive. So we're going to see the Wolverine defense when our game starts here in just a few minutes.
So one thing we don't say enough about is Jake Casey, I don't think, because what do Ty Durham and Jackson Bruss need to make all these spectacular plays? You got to have somebody throwing some dots. And, man, talk about a sophomore, first season starting as a varsity quarterback. And we've had a few of those here at West, with Will Jarrett and Dalton McDonald both starting as sophomores. So, it's been fun to watch him kind of grow through the first 4 conference games and 7 games overall.
And doing it last game with 2 starters missing on the offensive line. In fact, a freshman playing a lot of the time, and Caleb Chandler on the offensive line for the Wolverines last week. That was, that's something that you don't see very often. But that old cliche about next man up, they were living that a week ago, and they kept Jake clean too. I don't remember him getting hit all that often in the game.
No, he didn't. He even had a couple of decent runs. So,
absolutely. All right, we will pause right here, and we'll come back, and we'll watch the team run on the field, and we will bring you the kickoff. Heritage and the West Wolverines are coming right up here on this Friday night on the Wolverine Sports Network.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get 1 box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
We're back here on the Wolverine Sports Network. West and Heritage coming up here in just a moment, and we want to look at the starting lineups real quick here. Wolverines about to run on the field. They're showing some highlights to the fans here in the stadium on the video board of last week's.
So Derek Grant Overman, junior, number 8, gets to start at left defensive end tonight. We need some big plays out of Grant. We've seen him in a couple of games here and there. Let's be more consistent, see if we can get out of Grant tonight. Nose tackle, Ashton Norman's played inside, outside. He's back at the nose position tonight. Number 63, the junior. At right end, number 43, Colby Gardner. He's played inside, outside. He's going to be starting at right defensive end tonight. Left outside linebacker, also spot running back, number 3, the junior, Braden Jones, had the big 92-yard kickoff return to kind of get us going. And then inside linebacker, number 33, Luke Evans. What a consistent season he's had all year long on the inside spot. And then Tate West, number 45, is back at inside linebacker. He's had some injury problems this year. Good to see Tate smiling back there inside. And then Braden Talley, outside linebacker tonight. We've been kind of rotating that bandit position, and Talley's back out there tonight. He was hobbling a little bit last week. I'm glad he's back out there. At right corners, number 5, Nick Bell. I saw him before class today, and I said, Nick, you also picked 6. He goes, I got you, Coach. So, Nick, let's see what you can do tonight. Number 4, the free safety, Thomas Wilbanks, the junior, the hit man. He's laid out some people filling some alleys this year. The number 4 safety, Thomas Wilbanks. At the Viper is number 25, Landon Jordan, the senior. And then filling out the secondary is number 9, Josh Buxton / punter.
That's right.
Who's had some booming kicks for us this year at punter. On the offensive side of the ball, we got, like Derek was saying, at left tackle, sophomore, Lane Jeffcoat, the big 6'9" sophomore, has been doing a great job. He was bragging, showing me some pancake blocks he had last week. And then here's a new starter at guards. Both our guard positions have new starters tonight. Number 69, the junior, Garrett Smith. Richard Stout moves over to center. Number 64, the senior. And then the right guard, we've got number 73, Jimmy Diaz, a senior, getting his first start of the season, and I believe of his career. Number 61 is Jonathan Medley starting at right tackle. So there's the big uglies tonight. Hopefully they can do a good job of keeping Jake clean. If they run out, we're going to cut. And here we go.
.66 degrees as we get ready for kickoff. There's a light breeze from right to left on the field as you watch at home or wherever you're watching, south to north. So ideal conditions for the second week in a row for a football Friday night. Heritage won the toss earlier. They will receive. And the War Eagles will send back Tillman McNair along with Robert Jacobson to return the kickoff. West will have Josh Buxton kick it away for the Wolverines as the kickoff unit comes out on the field. Want to thank Centerton Farmers Insurance, Legacy Bank, Northwest Health System, Absolute Janitorial Services, and Rock Mortgage for helping bring you this broadcast tonight. The Wolverines are in all navy. Heritage is in white with navy numbers and orange trim. And we're about to light the candle here on game number 8. And away we go, and a touchback will start this game at the 20-yard line for the War Eagles. Their quarterback leads the offense out there. Here's Carter Hensley, a 6'2", 195-pound sophomore. Ball on the 20-yard line as we begin play. Eli Craig is the running back. They hand it to Craig. And Craig is wrapped up by Jones, surges forward for 3 more yards and gets 9 on the opening carry of the ball game out to the 29 before the Wolverines finally get him down to the turf. So 2nd and a yard here for Heritage. They huddle, they take their time, they want to slow the tempo. The Wolverines are the total opposite of that when they have the ball. Hensley gives it to Craig again. And Craig's got first down yardage. A 5-yard pickup to the 34. Tate Weston on the tackle, first down Heritage. Now they move it back to the 33, so give him 4 and a first down.
Derek, teams have run the ball on us, and Heritage has watched some film, so I promise you they're going to try to establish that run early.
Wolverines on defense allowing 187 yards on the ground per game in league play. That's 4 games so far. 1st and 10 on the 33. They go into the gun here with 4 receivers, and again, it's a handoff. This time it's Garcia on the carry for 5 yards. That's Giovanni Garcia. And A second down at 6 coming up here for Heritage. Garcia still is the running back. First pass of the game, Hensley to the far sideline, and it's incomplete. Over the head, a little high of Brady Laird. And we've got our first third down of the night.
Derek, you've been gashing us. Getting 4 to 9 yards a pop, and then you throw the ball. Sometimes I don't understand.
3rd and 6. Wolverines bring in Overman here for third down to give Colby Gardner a break. It's one thing about Heritage's tempo is the Wolverine defense can take time and get their subs in and get lined up because Heritage is in no hurry here. 3rd down and 6. Hensley rolling. He throws incomplete. Intended for McNair again. Covered by Wilbanks. And that brings on a 4th down.
Great job by the Wolverine defense, forcing the early punt after allowing a first down.
Ty Durham is back deep to return the punt. Cesar Benulis is the punter for Heritage. And Benulis gets the punt away. And that will go out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. And that's where they will mark it at the 30. So a 33-yard punt. And here comes Jake Casey in the Wolverine offense. 9:51 on the clock here in the first quarter of play. First offensive series for West. Carson Morgan is the running back. Jake Casey completing 57% of his passes this season. Throwing here on first down, and that's through the hands of Edmondson. And the pass falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Jeffcoat, Diaz, Stout on that line, along with Medley and Chandler. Running play with Morgan. A lot of room for Carson Morgan, a first down and more out to the 45. Matthew Hightower brings him down, a 15-yard pickup. Wolverines back over the ball here at the 45-yard line. Morgan is still the running back. Here comes Dakota Gaines in motion, a fake and a pass to Durham. That's complete. Ty Durham to the sideline, and he's wrestled out of bounds by Brady Laird at the Heritage 43. 12-yard gain and another first down for the Wolverines. Back-to-back first down plays. Nope, we've got a penalty here, and it's all coming back. Hold against the Wolverines is going to back this whole thing up. So it will be first down, and they will move it back to the 38-yard line. First and 17. Handoff Morgan. Breaks away from one man, and Morgan is out to the 48. Brought down by Laird again. That's a gain of 10.
Got a good chunk back. Makes it second down and manageable.
2nd and 7 now for the Wolverines. There's Nick Bell in motion. They handed to Bell on an end around. And Bell fumbles the football. And the Wolverines got back on it a yard short of the first down. Bell recovered his own fumble there. In on the play defensively, Tyson Brown for Heritage. He may have caused that fumble, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1. So 6 yards, and now it's 3rd and 1 here for the Wolverines. Handoff Morgan, and he's got the first down. Tackle made by Anthony Alvarez. A pickup of 3 for Carson Morgan. And this drive continues. Pass by Casey is complete. And running room here down to the 30-yard line for one of the freshmen, Cy Bates, with his first catch. And he gains 13 down to the 30, another first down.
First varsity catch. He's made a bunch of them on the freshman team. It's good to see that youngster making his presence felt on Friday night.
First and 10 West at the Heritage 30. This is the 8th play of the drive here. Carson Morgan is the running back. Handoff, Morgan. Straight ahead for maybe 3. Tackle made by Knox Weindorf for Heritage. So it is 2nd and 7 here. West continues the march. And Heritage just jumped.
All right, come 2 and 3, get white hat. Come 2 and 3, get white hat.
Offsides, War Eagles. That'll move the ball down to the 22 and make it 2nd down and a deuce here for the Wolverines.
Tight, get your shot tight on white hat. And 2, stop flashing.
2nd and 2. Here's Morgan. Stays on his feet, and Carson Morgan's got another first down to the Heritage 13-yard line. So that is 9 more for Carson Morgan. 1st and 10 Wolverines at the 13-yard line. Drive has taken over 3 minutes off the clock now. Flags are down. This is going to be against West for a false start.
3rd penalty of the drive, 2 against us, 1 against them.
It's been something that has plagued the Wolverines throughout the season, penalties. It'll be 1st and 15 here on the 18-yard line. 10th play of the drive. Casey steps, flushed, he runs, and Casey's out of bounds at about the 16, tripped up by Kevin Arana. That is a 2-yard pickup. So it'll be 2nd down and 12. More like 2nd and 13, I'll say.
Might be one of the longest drives of West history. No big chunk plays in this drive, really.
Very methodical. Casey looking end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Dakota Gaines makes the grab, takes the hit, and hangs on to the football. It's a 16-yard touchdown to start the scoring for the Wolverines. A beautiful throw over the middle there by Casey as well. Here is Ethan Grigg for the extra point. It hits the right upright and is no good. So it's 6-0 Wolverines, 6:04 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching the Wolverine Sports Network.
My house, I'm a fireman.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
At our house, it's tea time.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
Wolverines 11 plays, 70 yards, 3:47 off the clock. Extra point hit the post, and it is 6-0 Wolverines. A very methodical, no chunk plays, as you said, on that drive. Just kind of plodding their way down the field, and they end up getting the touchdown. Here is Buxton to kick it away. And this is not returnable. Heritage will start on the 20-yard line.
We'll take that every single time. Just keep kicking it deep, making them go 80.
The Bentonville Athletic Program and the West Athletic Program thankful for the Bentonville Athletic Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all of our student athletes. Heritage starts on the 20. They had some success in the running game before their first drive stalled out. Hensley at quarterback. Eli Craig, the running back, in shotgun. Here's Craig on the carry. And he's dragged down at the 23. So on his first carry of the last drive, he got 9. This time he only gets 3. Ashton Norman in on the tackle for West. Second down at 7. Craig on the carry once again, right into the pile of humanity. And he gets 4 yards to the 27. Third and 3 here for Heritage. Come to the line at 3rd and 3. Here's a fake, and Hensley, the quarterback, keeps it, and he's got the first down out to the 36-yard line. Luke Evans in there to help trip him up. 9-yard gain, and Heritage moves the sticks. Hensley gets everybody organized. Craig still the running back. The give is to Craig, and there's not much doing there. Wolverines snow him under. No gain on the play. Evans again, then 4 or 5 others in there defensively for West. Second down and 10. Hensley's pass incomplete, broken up by Nick Bell. The intended receiver was Brady Laird, and he landed kind of awkwardly there, but good to see him get up.
He got folded up on his knee, and that, golly, you hate to see that. That's where hyperextension or something. Wolverine backfield, defensive backfield helped him up pretty quick. They knew that one didn't feel very good.
It's 3rd and 10 here for Heritage. Making their time here as they get to the line of scrimmage. And Hensley, short roll, fires sideline, incomplete. Bell broke it up. It was intended for Laird. And another 3rd down stop for the Wolverine defense.
Well, that's twice. Heritage has gotten 1 first down. And the Wolverine defense said that's enough and forced a punt.
Durham back again in punt formation to receive the punt. Benuelos is on to punt it for Heritage. They come after it, and he gets it away. Durham Fields at the 38. And he is stopped at around the 45-yard line. Good coverage there by the Heritage punt unit. 7 on the return after a 26-yard punt. West has it at their own 45 to start the second offensive series of the night. Carson Morgan again, the running back. Casey loads up, going for the deep shot right here. Just out of the reach of Ty Durham with 3 defenders around him, but Casey put it right between those defenders, and Durham just couldn't lay out far enough to get it. One of these days, those two are going to make that connection. Been close a few times.
We're due, for sure.
That's right. 2nd and 10 from the 45. The give is to Morgan. Morgan. And he's tripped up at around the 40-yard line. Tripped up by the War Eagles. They're going to mark it at the 39. It's a 16-yard run, first down. Heritage has brought up some freshmen as well, because that number 1 who made the arm tackle there is not listed on the roster that we have. So 1st and 10 from the 39. Orbit motion here by Brust. Handoff Morgan. And a nice tackle there, only a 1-yard pickup. Tyson Brown, the linebacker, makes the tackle. 2nd down and 9 here for West as we go under 3 minutes here in quarter number 1. Durham and Bell on the bottom of your screen as Casey is feeling some heat. He throws it incomplete. Pressure that time from Amari Terreo for Heritage. And it's 3rd down. Our coverage presented by Bob Maury Auto Body and by Foster Roofing here on the Wolverine Sports Network. Game number 8 of the season, a 3rd down and 9 here. Bell, the motion man. Casey throws, and that's open and complete. And it's a 1st down catch for Carson Morgan down to the 25-yard line, 13-yard pickup. And they will move the chains. West brings Diaz back in on the line. Chandler will come out here. Wolverines have it on the 25-yard line of Heritage. Morgan, straight up the middle. Carson Morgan, thrown down at the 7. Another 1st down run for Morgan. This time he gains 17. 1st and goal for the Wolverines at the 8. Here's Casey off a play fake. Rolling, firing, sliding catch, touchdown. It's Jackson Brust. 8-yard touchdown reception.
Yep.
They're going to keep the offense on the field here and go for 2 to try and make it 14-0.
All right. Cam 2, get the kicker. Cam 2, get the kicker. Yeah, see the kicker. Okay. Cam 1.
So a 2-point try here for West with Morgan. Here is an end around with Ty Durham, and he will waltz into the end zone for 2. So it is 14-0 Wolverines with 1:39 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching the Wolverines Sports Network.
There are memberships for all kinds of things today. But what about being a member of the family? What about being a member of the community? What about being a member of humanity? What if there was a membership that gave us the time to celebrate the things that connect all of us?
Seven plays, 55 yards, 153. Burned off the clock there. 2-point try on an end around to Durham. Successful, and we're at 14-0. Buxton ready to kick it away. Trying to make it 3 for 3 on touchbacks tonight. And that's exactly what has happened. Heritage will start on the 20. Third offensive series here for the War Eagles. So we are late in the first quarter. We've got 3 wideouts here. McNair goes in motion, a handoff to Eli Craig. And he runs into Jonathan Maciel and gets 4 yards to the 24. Second and 6 here for the War Eagles. Hensley throwing it incomplete. Buxton got there right as the ball did. The pass was intended for Hayden Tospon.
Well, that's a fun name.
Third down and 6 here for Heritage. Wolverines have a late defender running off here, and they're going to have to burn a timeout, I think. Yep. Wolverines had 12 on the field, had to call a timeout here. With 1:01 to go in the first quarter, it's 14-0 West. We'll take time in for this.
Absolute Janitorial Service is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company serving all of Northwest Arkansas. We have a long track record for exceptional service and clear communication. We clean multiple facility types, including office buildings, medical facilities, manufacturing plants, churches, schools, and much more. Give Absolute Janitorial Service a call today for a free quote and see what an absolute difference our services can make for your business.
Wolverines defense trying to get another third down stop here. Third down and 6 for Heritage coming out of this timeout. I want to thank Centerton Farmers Insurance and Legacy Bank for their support. All right, they've got Garcia in at running back here. 3rd and 6. 4 receivers in the formation.
Heritage yet to complete a pass.
Hensley incompletes, and a flag is down. 3 flags come in, and they may have gotten Wilbanks for interference.
Just a little bit early.
Pass interference on the Wolverines. It's going to move the ball to the 39 and carry with it a first down. First and 10 for Heritage, so they've gotten 2 first downs, now a third by penalty. First and 10. 3 receivers here on the near side. They hand it to Garcia, fumbles the football, and the Wolverines bounce on it at the 44-yard line. Recovered.
That's freshman Harris Benson, number 20, getting us some snaps in outside linebacker.
Harris Vinson recovering the fumble. It was hard to tell in that mass of people there who punched it out, but the ball comes free. Vinson, the freshman, has a fumble recovery. And a short field here for the Wolverines at the 44. Ty Durham in motion. They fake to him. Casey down the sideline. Nick Bell makes the catch. Touchdown, Wolverines. 44 yards in one play. They cash in off the Heritage turnover.
Well, Derek, he didn't get my pick six, but I'll take the 6 that way.
He did get into the end zone. That is 3 touchdown passes in the first quarter for Jake Casey.
Do I give him credit for that on Monday?
Well, let's see if he still has plenty of time.
Okay.
Travis is on for the extra point. And Travis hits it. 21-0, 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll be right back on the Wolverine Sports Network.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
Farmers Insurance, the Kyle Wurst Agency in Centerton, for your auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs.
Well, so far, no hangover from the emotional win a week ago. The Wolverines have been laser focused in here. 21 points in the first quarter. They get a takeaway, and one play later they turn it into a touchdown, and it's 21-0 here, and we're not even through the first quarter. Starting quarterback's already thrown for 3 touchdowns on the night. Buxton is back deep, looking for his 4th touchback. And that's what he has done.
That's what he does.
Ball on the 20-yard line again. Their
Long.
average starting field position is easy to determine.
Yeah.
It's at the 20-yard line.
4 drives.
That's right. But at the
And
start of the 20,
you didn't even get your calculator out, did you, Derek, on that one?
No, I
left it in the bag.
Big brain on that one. That's right. Whoa. Got 3 other games going on around the conference as those continue to move onward. We'll give you some scores throughout the night. First down at the 20-yard line. Pass is complete. Eli Craig. And he's brought down by Luke Evans. They got the ball out of there, but it was after the play had been blown dead. 4-yard pickup.
His forward progress was stopped.
Yeah. That could be it for the first quarter. The game clock will run out before the play clock here. The Heritage doesn't look like they're in any hurry to get a play. 15 seconds. Now they come to the line. 10 to go here in the period. It's 2nd down and 6. And they will get it off in time. And here is a quarterback run by Hensley. The ball pops free again, but they're going to mark him down at the 26 here. 2 yards on the carry there. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Pinales was in there on the tackle that time, playing some defense. After 1, it's 21-0 Wolverines. We'll be right back on the Wolverine Sports Network.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles. All these lovers got you losing control. You're like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Welcome back here to First National Bank of NWA Field, Wolverine Stadium in Centerton. A third down coming up here for Heritage. 3rd and 4 as we start the second quarter of play. I have to get this presentation off the field. We're ready to play football at the other end here. Third
well,
down
it's
and
on
4.
the other end, so it's okay.
Here's Hensley throwing, and he completes his first pass out to the 37-yard line. Pass caught by Tillman McNair, and a first down for Heritage, a pickup of 11. So Heritage with a first down at the 37. Craig back in at running back. The give is to Craig. Oh, hello. Hello. Harris Vinson introduces himself to Eli Craig. Wow. No gain on the play. Second and 10 here for Heritage. That's a freshman with that hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look out later on down the road.
Heritage gets the call from the sideline. 10 on the play clock as they come to the line. They may have to burn a timeout here. 5 on the play clock. Now they're ready to go. Here's Hensley throwing. Pass complete. McNair, and he gets hit by Buxton at the 42. Ball out again, but ruled down at the 42. A 5-yard pickup.
They may stop trying to catch these balls because they're getting lit up.
Yes. Another third down for Heritage. 3rd and 5. Third and 5 here for Heritage. Early second quarter.
Under 10 on the play
Yep.
clock. Looks like they may call a timeout here, I think.
Yep.
They're looking at the coaching staff over there.
Timeout War Eagles. 10:05 to go until halftime, and West leads 21-0. Back after this.
And I'm going to need your customer number, account number, and ID number.
Ever get the feeling you're treated like a number instead of a person?
You know the difference between these numbers? Can't help me at all?
Some places can make you feel like a number. Your bank shouldn't be one of them.
Maria, how are you doing?
At Legacy National
Yeah.
Bank, we believe in relationships and taking the time to get to know you and your goals. You're never a number at Legacy National Bank. Your legacy starts here.
.05 to go here in the first half. 21-0 Wolverines lead. Heritage has a 3rd down and 5. You can hear the band members of the Arkansas band are here tonight, filling in for the Wolverine band. They're away at competition.
They're in St. Louis under the direction of Albert Ortiz, and I guess Mr. Ortiz got a connection, got some U of A band members here to play for us.
This adds to the atmosphere. Hensley throwing over the middle, incomplete. He had Harris Vinson closing in on him, and it's 4th down.
He got a face mask to face mask view of Harris. I can tell you what kind of gum he was chewing, I think.
You know, sometimes coaches say things in the paper, oh, you know, the freshman may play a little bit, and you go, okay, maybe. But, man, this kid is making some plays tonight. Benuelos is on to punt it. Durham is back to return it. Here they come, and it's blocked. Picked up by Nick Bell. Nick Bell takes it in, touchdown. Tate West blocked it, and Bell takes it in for a touchdown. Tate West blocks the punt, and it's picked up after a bit of hesitation. Bell was kind of looking like, is anybody going to pick it up? I'll pick it up. And Nick Bell takes it in for a touchdown, so he's scored on offense and now on special teams tonight.
So, okay.
Has he fulfilled his promise yet to you?
He still owes me. I'm going to hold him to it.
Extra point is up and good. And West leads 28-0 with 9:54 to go in the second quarter. You're watching the Wolverine Sports Network.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Wolverines score a non-offensive touchdown.
Derek,
on the block punt by Tate West, and Nick Bell takes it in.
We've had a history of scoring on special teams, and maybe the 92-yard kickoff return by Jones, the block punt here is kind of a trend here for the rest of the way out, because we haven't really done much in special teams the beginning of this season and maybe towards the end of last season. So
it's rounding into form at a good time of year. And don't forget Braden Jones recovering that onside kick last week, too, to help fuel the comeback. 28-0. 14 minutes and 6 seconds into the game. And here's the kick. This is returnable from the 4-yard line. It's brought out over the 20. And a nice hit there at the 27-yard line. The tackle is made by Isaiah Ryder on special teams. Heritage will start at the 27.
Their best starting field position of the night.
Yeah, and you see the difference with the touchback. This is like having a 7-yard gain on your first play. So that's how crucial that is, to be able to consistently get that ball in the end zone.
It's not staring at that blue end zone right behind your back, it feels like,
Yeah. Hensley hands it off. Eli Craig is the ball carrier. He's tripped up. He keeps his feet and is finally brought down at the 38. He's got a first down and a pickup of 11. Maciel made the tackle. 11 yards for Craig and a first down.
It's their biggest play of the night by far.
Craig still in the backfield with Carter Hensley, the Heritage quarterback. Hensley throws, and it's caught. Buxton with the tackle right at the first down sticks. Catch made by Hayden Tosbon. He got 10.
I think I'm spotting a yard short.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Now they're moving the chains. First down.
Oh. Well, he must have moved it then, because when he first put that ball down, I don't think it was a first down. He must have scooted it up.
First and 10 from the 48. Craig on the carry. Slips one man, forced out of bounds around the 46-yard line. Forced out by Landon Jordan. It is a 6-yard gain into Wolverine territory.
First time Heritage has been on the good side of the 50. First time the Wolverine defense has been challenged in this ball game.
2nd and 4. Hensley, pass complete. Right around the 39-yard line. Brady Laird with the reception, and it's another first down. This is a pickup of 7.
So 4 plays, 3 first downs for the War Eagles.
Wolverines get some fresh bodies in up front. Overman comes in. Norman's back in. Ball on the 39-yard line of the Wolverines. Best drive of the night for Heritage. Eli Craig waiting for a block. Surges forward for 2. Down to the 37-yard line. And Luke Evans leads the way there for the Wolverines defensively. Thanks to Northwest Health System, Absolute Janitorial Services, and Rock Mortgage for their support of Wolverine football. Second down and 8 here for Heritage. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. Hensley looks that way, and it's in and out of the hands of Craig. And again, the freshman Vinson was closing in on the quarterback that time. Third down and 8 here for Heritage. They're 3 out of 6 on third down tonight. We haven't seen anybody go for it on fourth down yet tonight, which is weird for this season. We've seen that a lot.
West hasn't had a fourth down because I promise you we probably would have by now. We just haven't had one.
West has only been on third down twice. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on offense. Here is Hensley, hit by Jones, and he gets the throw in there complete. Right as he was throwing it, he got hit, and the pass is on the money to Tillman McNair, and it's a first down for Heritage. That was a nice play. So that's a 14-yard pickup. And Heritage has its 4th first down on this drive. This will be the 8th play of the drive. They've had it for 2.5 minutes. Trying to get the goose egg off the board for the team from Rogers Heritage. Wolverines trying to keep them out of the end zone. Craig, the ball carrier, into the boundary, and he's popped out of bounds to 21. Got 2. Jordan forces him out. Second down and 8 here.
Okay, Cam 2, zoom out and try to get the entire first much of it as you can. All right, good job.
He went out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at 7:06 here until halftime.
Good job, Cam 2. That's what I've been looking for. Come on your back line. Cam 3, stop flashing. Good job, Cam 2. Cam 1.
Keeper by the quarterback Hensley. He takes it down to the 14, a yard short of the first down. Tate West makes the tackle. So another third down here for the Wolverine defense. 3rd and 1. And the handoff to Eli Craig right down the middle, spinning his way for a first down to the 7. So Craig has 7. Another third down conversion for Heritage. And it is 1st and goal for the War Eagles.
Cam 2, stop flashing.
1st and goal, ball on the 7-yard line.
11th play of the Heritage drive here. The handoff to Craig. Following his block, Craig is in. Touchdown, War Eagles. Got behind Mitchell Hodo and gets into the end zone for the score.
All the West players. Also wait to them in there. All right, good.
Craig, a 7-yard run.
Cam take the right and start closing out. Cam 1, I want you to...
Extra point here for Cesar Benuelos. McNair will hold the extra point.
Let's go. Come on.
They've got 10 guys on the field. Heritage has to run a guy out there for 11. The extra point is up, and it barely clears the crossbar. It's good. 28-7 is our new score. West leads with 6 minutes even to go here in the first half. Back in a moment.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate.
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
11-play scoring drive for Heritage, 73 yards. And it takes 3:48 off the clock. And it is 28-7. So Benuelos is ready to kick it away. Jones, Bell, Durham back deep for the Wolverines. Got their 4th touchdown tonight on a blocked punt that went in for a touchdown from Nick Bell. Returnable kick here. It falls between Bell and Jones. Now Jones picks it up at the 3-yard line. He's got a little bit of a crease. Up the numbers, it's Braden Jones. He's got a convoy. He's got the kicker to beat, and it is a touchdown. 97 yards for Braden Jones. Another special team score. Some confusion at the beginning, but Braden Jones picks it up and goes 97. Longest kickoff return in school history. Travis is on for the extra point. High snap, and now Edmondson's going to throw it to the end zone, and it's picked off. And the play is over there. So it's 34-7 with 5:45 to go in the first half. You're watching the Wolverine Sports Network.
My house, I'm a fireman.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
At our house, it's tea time.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
So a kickoff return touchdown, Braden Jones, 97 yards. 34-7 the score. With 5:45 to go in the first half. The Wolverine offense has not taken a snap since 1:39 on the clock in the first quarter.
Offense is overrated.
We've been trying to figure out what the actual time was. They probably haven't been on the field in at least 20 minutes of
if anybody
actual
knows
time.
When we scored to go up 14-0, if they have any idea what time that was on their clock.
That's right.
Maybe you just joined us or something. You can give us an estimate. It was on Brust's 8-yard touchdown catch, and Durham got the 2-point conversion. That's the last time our offense has touched the ball.
McNair on the return here out of the 25. They were on for one play with 47 seconds to go in the quarter for the Nick Bell touchdown after the fumble.
Oh, my fault.
So
Yep,
it's
you're
still
right.
been a while.
My
though.
fault, Derek.
So whenever Nick Bell scored his first
53
touchdown,
seconds. Yeah.
that was the last time they were on the field.
So if Heritage has a drive here, our offense may not get on the field this second quarter.
The ball is spotted at the 26 here for Heritage. The drive here for Heritage, 1st and 10. Hensley, deep shot, far side. Incomplete, and a flag coming in. Buxton was in coverage. And it's going to be pass interference, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Buxton got turned around, got his hips flipped the wrong way, and kind of made some contact when he turned his hips. Didn't find the football right away, and probably a good call by the officials.
That'll move the ball to the 41-yard line.
Second pass interference call of the night against West.
Well, they've got their money's worth on him. I don't think they haven't been ticky-tacks. So Heritage has a first down at its own 41. Pass to the far side is complete. There's a hit by Buxton, making up for the penalty there with a tackle for loss on Eli Craig. It's a loss of 2. Second and 12. And a fake here. Hensley over the middle, incompletes. Looking for Craig. A lot of Navy shirts in the area.
It's a little bit behind him. It would have been a little bit farther behind him. Jordan may have gotten a pick there.
3rd down and 12 here for the War Eagles. Garcia is the running back here. 4 receivers. Hensley, quarterback run. Tripped up and not close to the first down. Grant Overman makes the play there, and it's 4th down. A gain of only 5.
Hey, I talked about number 8. Overman need to make a play. Called his name for the first time tonight. Good job, Grant.
So that's a 3 and out forced by the Wolverine. No, they got one first
On
down
the
by penalty. That's right.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Because we're counting. We're in charge.
Benuelos this time gets a punt away. And Durham will pick it up at the 7. Gets to the sideline to the 20. Now he's going to try and go all the way across the field. Durham to the 30. And Durham is taken down near the 40-yard line. Well, on aggregate, it's about a 70-yard return, but on actual yardage, it's about still an impressive 34 or so, yeah. And the offense is on the field for the first time since the 37-second mark in the first quarter. On the 41-yard line is where they'll start.
What have they been doing over there?
I don't know.
Eating snacks and goodies and
tick-tocking. Here's a run straight up the gut. Carson Morgan gains 6. Brown makes the tackle. Now they move to the 47. 2nd and 5 here for the Wolverines. Jake Casey throws. Pass complete. And that is it. Gains with the reception to the Heritage 39-yard line. 14-yard pickup, first down. Wolverines have it at the 39. Running play here with Morgan. Tackled by Caden Ziem. 4 4-yard pickup here for Carson Morgan. Remember, the Wolverines are going to have the ball to start the second half. Make a double dip here. There's enough time left, they can triple dip here. We'll see how that goes, one thing at a time. 2nd down and 5 from the 35. Misdirection and a handoff to Morgan. Morgan takes it to the 30. Brown on the tackle. He's a yard short of the first down. So a 3rd and 1 here for the Wolverines. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tonight. Rust is the single man here on the bottom of your screen. The give is to Carson Morgan, straight ahead. Stumbles down inside the 25. First down, Wolverines.
Derek, he about busted that for another 10 or 15 yards. Just couldn't quite keep his feet.
7-yard pickup for Carson. 1st and 10 at the 23. Morgan again. Big hole. Morgan to the goal line. Down at the 1. A massive hole paved on that left side. Stout and Diaz were there. And he takes it for a 22-yard run. First and goal, Wolverines on the 1. From the 1-yard line, Casey gives it to Morgan. Touchdown, Wolverines. Well, Carson Morgan, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And West is going to go for 2 to try and make this a 35-point margin.
There's no.
They have reset the play clock here. Now they'll chop it, and the Wolverines are going to try and make this a 35-point game right here. Handoff Carson Morgan, and he takes it in for 2. So it's 42-7. We've got a 35-point game with 96 seconds to go in the first half. You're watching the Wolverine Sports Network.
Absolute Janitorial Service is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company serving all of Northwest Arkansas. We have a long track record for exceptional service and clear communication. We clean multiple facility types, including office buildings, medical facilities, manufacturing plants, churches, schools, and much more. Give Absolute Janitorial Service a call today for a free quote and see what an absolute difference our services can make for your business.
Well, in spite of the fact that the offense hadn't been on the field in a while, they ran an efficient 7-play drive, 59 yards. Took 2:24 off the clock. And they're up 42-7.
So counting the 6 seconds it took Nick Bell to catch a 44-yard touchdown pass. They've had the ball about 2.5 minutes since under a minute in the first quarter.
They're not going to win the time of possession tonight.
No, Heritage owns it.
And that's okay, because the stat that matters, the Wolverines are in front. Buxton to kick it away. And it's into the end zone. So now Heritage has 1:36 and 2 timeouts.
Well, Derek, the mercy clock is going to start, right, after halftime, or is the fourth quarter?
You know, it's different everywhere we go. I'm not really sure.
So here's my thing with Heritage. I'm like, you might as well, like, try to do something here. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Are you worried if you throw a pick and they get a pick 6 or something? But it's already a lot of points. You might as well try to work on a 2-minute drill for later in the season maybe, you know.
Some live scrimmage action, I guess.
Yeah.
Craig is the running back. Hensley on the move, throws to the sideline. Caught by McNair. A flag is down. McNair is wrapped up at the 25. But the penalty is in the neighborhood of a hold or an ineligible man downfield, and that's what it is, ineligible downfield against Heritage. So it's going to be first down and long. After they mark this off, it'll be 1st and 15 at the 15. You know, I was trying to put this together, and maybe it exists somewhere. So the 97-yard kickoff return, I think that's the longest kickoff return in school history. I think the longest pass play was Jaden Jackson had a 92-yarder against Springdale a few years ago. I think that's the longest pass play. Craig is wrapped up and dropped for a loss by Ashton Norman. And I don't know the longest running play. There have been many contenders throughout the years.
We'll work on that in our summer retreat,
That's
right? You know, we need to talk to your buddy Tommy Kraft at Gaston's. Is that where, you know, they would say it's a first class time every time?
That's right.
Like,
yeah.
I'd go.
They had a sales retreat up there this summer at the radio station, and
you weren't invited?
We were not invited, no. 2nd and 15 here. Hensley throws, and that's incomplete. They're going to say it was a forward pass. It's incomplete, intended for Craig. Clock stops at 28 seconds to go. That's what we'll do in the second half. Places we want to go, we haven't been to yet. That'll fill the time.
Hey, at halftime, speaking of time filler, Coach White's going to join us at halftime, talk a little hoops.
Sweet.
We're getting closer to that November 16th opening night against Siloam Springs here at Wolverine Arena.
Okay. 3rd and 15 here for the War Eagles. Hensley over the middle. Nice catch at the 26-yard line by Tillman McNair. He's 4 yards short of the first down, though, and the clock is still running. And now a timeout has been taken by West. Timeout West with 17 seconds to go and a 4th down coming up. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
Farmers Insurance, the Kyle Wurst Agency in Centerton, for your auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs.
All right, 4th down and 4 here for the War Eagles. 17 seconds to go. See what Heritage does here with a 4th and 4 on their own 26. Wolverines are thinking punt. They're got the punt return unit out there. Ty Durham is back near his own 40-yard line. And they will punt it with Banuelos. So that is a 3 and out.
I'm not kicking the number 2 if I'm Heritage, I promise you that. Because he doesn't need 17 seconds to go 50, 60 yards.
Will they send another block here? Here they come, and man, Tate West almost blocked another one. The ball is going to roll down and stop at the 30-yard line. That is a 44-yard punt. 6 seconds to go in the half.
West takes a knee. They throw a one-shot Hail Mary here.
Probably a knee. They are 69 yards away. And it looks like they are going to run a play here. Well, what do they got cooked up here? A run to Carson Morgan, straight up the middle. He breaks a couple tackles with a stiff arm at the 40. Here's Carson Morgan, wrapped up and taken out of bounds at the Heritage 44-yard line. A 25-yard run for Carson Morgan to end the first half. And that's going to do it with the Wolverines ahead comfortably at halftime. The score is 42-7. We've got a War Eagle down on the sideline here on that last play. And he's getting some attention now. He's up and looks like he'll be okay. 42-7 is our score at halftime here at Wolverine Stadium in Centerton. The Wolverines will have the ball to start the second half. We'll have halftime when we come back here on the Wolverine Sports Network.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Foster Roofing has been helping Arkansas homeowners weather every storm for over 25 years. If your roof was damaged by the recent storm, be aware that out-of-state roofing companies may try to pose as local businesses. Choose an Arkansas state-licensed local company for your roof repair. Choose Foster Roofing.
My house, I'm a fireman.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
And I'm gonna need your customer number, account number, and ID number.
Ever get the feeling you're treated like a number instead of a person?
You know the difference between these numbers? Can't help me at all?
Some places can make you feel like a number. Your bank shouldn't be one of them.
Maria, how are you doing?
At Legacy
Good to
National
see ya.
Bank, we believe in relationships and taking the time to get to know you and your goals. You're never a number at Legacy National Bank. Your legacy starts here.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
The Wolverine dance team with their performance here at halftime, with the football team leading 42-7 here at the break over the Heritage War Eagles. We're joined here in the booth by head boys basketball coach Greg White here on our halftime. And, Coach, good to see you. You're getting ready to get basketball cranked up again.
Yeah, good to see you. Enjoying listening to the Ruskin calls. And last week, the Lazarus went in my top 3. You know, I've got, most of them were on our end, but that one jumps up into my top 3. So we're excited that you're back with us and excited for basketball season for sure.
So, Hoop Hall South, what is this all about for people who maybe heard a little bit about it, want to know more information? What is this all about?
Quite frankly, it's the biggest basketball tournament in the southern part of the United States. The Basketball Hall of Fame last year reached out to myself, and there was some from contacts I'd made with USA Basketball in the past. So I went to Dr. Debbie Jones, who everyone that knows what a supporter she is for athletics, and she, without even hesitating, said, yes, we're in. So Coach Passmore has really taken off and got the community behind it. It's going to be a 3-day event. The featured game will be Bentonville and Bentonville West on that Friday night. We're expecting 3,000 people, but official announcement comes out from the Hoop Hall next week, so not to steal their thunder, but the number 1 player in ESPN rankings will be here. It'll be a level of basketball people have not seen probably since Malik Monk was on the court here, but take Malik Monk and multiply it by 20, and that's what you're going to expect for 3 days.
You know, in the central part of the state, they have Real Deal in the Rock every year, and people are used to seeing big-time basketball. But that you touched on something there. To see prospects like that in this part of the state is pretty rare.
Sure. Coach Muss will have a couple commits playing. I've been contacted by 20 head coaches from you name it, high universities that'll be coming in. And so, it's going to be 3 days with really high-level basketball, a lot of talent. The cool thing, like you touched on Real Deal brings in clubs, and it's more of an individual setting. Those guys are trying to go out and draw their attention for the scholarship. These guys that are having, most of them already have it, and there's something special about a community behind a team. The third day will be all Arkansas teams versus the rest of the country, so it's a chance for not only us to showcase what we have in our district, but for the state of Arkansas to say, we got big-time basketball players here too, and I'm excited for the opportunity that it's going to provide for our kids. We want our guys. We've always talked about this, Derek, and you've been with us from day one, that you can play for us and we'll play anybody anywhere. And now the anywhere is in our backyard, and we're really excited about that.
So games here on campus, I would imagine?
Games on campus, 3 games Thursday night. 3 games Friday, finishes up with 4 games on Saturday. Times will come out. Team announcements will be there. The cool thing, when tickets go on sale, we hold 2,600, and they're projecting 3,000. Coach Passmore's done a great job getting the community involved with community support. And so it's going to be one of the biggest events we've had. I think the biggest event ever in Bentonville will be here on our campus the first weekend in January.
Again, we're visiting with head coach Greg White, West Boys Basketball. So that's coming up, but before that, you've got a non-conference slate, and it's coming up pretty quick here with actual games on the way.
We've got 10 practices left before our first scrimmage game on November the 6th, and then we open up at home on November 16th. Really like our team. Today we had an invite for faculty and for parents to come, had a nice turnout to come watch a scrimmage. The team's exciting. It's a different-looking team than we've had. I think you're going to enjoy watching Lane Jeffcoat. You see how big he looks on the field. He looks even bigger in the paint. This summer, when he walks past Corliss Williamson and looks down at him, that makes you feel good as a coach. But Tucker Anderson's about 6'8" right now. Dawson Price is just killing it in the weight room right now. We've got 5 players squatting over 300 pounds. Riley Pacino, still Riley, and Tucker Bowman. And so we've got some guys that have stepped up and accepted, that this schedule is it's the most challenging schedule we've put in front of them. And so that's really shown up in the weight room and in their workouts and their attitude. And we're excited about this group.
One of the cool things I like about this place is, we'll see basketball players in the student section. I remember a great video during the Conway game in the state tournament where the football guys are in the weight room watching on the TV screen as you guys are getting that thing done in double overtime in the state tournament down in Fayetteville. It's really neat to see.
Yeah,
that.
And it's the cool thing. This makes this place special is, Coach Mackey does the broadcast for all the sports. If you go downstairs, I'm spotting for the game. Coach Labasse is in there. You obviously with us in football and basketball. You get to know the kids, get a relationship with them. You look out the window, you see your point guard in the student section. We say this, but it really is. It's different out here than most schools in our classification. You know, we're the smallest school in the largest classification, and we feel like we continue to get it done year in, year out. And that's one of the buy-ins from the kids. And so it's been enjoyable to be here and to watch it grow. You've been here with us from day one, and here we are year 6, and we keep getting to new levels and new excitement around the program.
It's a lot of fun. Sounds like another fun season. And, man, this Hoop Hall South thing, people can pay attention to social media. There's going to be some announcements coming up in the next few weeks or so to find out more about that. But that is going to be a big showcase for the school district, for the school, and the city of Centerton as well.
Yeah, it's like I said, everyone's been awesome. When the Hoop Hall people came in January, and they toured our campus, and then they toured the community, and they said this is the grassroots of basketball. This is what we want to be a part of, and and then I talked about showing them our broadcast and what you do for us and how we are a big-time place. They're all excited. I actually was on the phone with them downstairs for what it came up. It's an event that they're proud of. The Basketball Hall of Fame's involved in it, which is special for us. And so we're excited, but we'll get there. We've got a tough non-conference just like always. We'll go on the road, find out a little bit about our guys. If we started tonight, we would start 1 senior and 3 juniors and a sophomore. So we're still young, so we're excited about that. But we found we got a great freshman class too, and so it's excited to be a part of Gamble Road basketball. What we've done and getting the guys here, it's going to be a fun year.
Is it weird to not have a son to coach?
It's a little different. It's a little different. We talk more, but it's funny because when Evan calls back, he wants to ask how practice is going. And he wants to talk to Riley about it, and it'll be a little different not having a number 20 out there to get on. But I think right now Riley and Tucker Bowman are trying to figure out who I'm going to chew on more, because I don't have that chew toy anymore. So it'll be fun. Mackey doesn't have to be the buffer now. There's no kid to get so.
Mackey says he'll be the chew toy now.
It may end up being so. It'll be different, but it's going back to what you talked about, how you see people around. QB1 Dalton McDonald texted me this morning. We're talking. I talked to Jacob. Showed up, came home, and it's just those guys. We got a wedding invitation from Boston Barron, who was in that first class. Yeah. I mean, it's a special group who from day one through whatever day we're on now, every guy we've had put on our jersey, everybody we've had associated with Coach Mackey and myself, Coach Martin, Coach Bailey, Coach Powell, Labasse, Derek, everybody that's been involved in it, we feel like it's invested, and now we're starting to see that investment come back into terms of we got a national tournament coming on campus.
All right, well, we'll be definitely paying attention for those announcements in the coming week. Thanks so much for spending some time with us, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, that's Greg White, head boys basketball coach here at Bentonville West High School. We are at halftime here in varsity football action, and it's 42-7. The Wolverines lead it at the break. We'll do a scoring summary when we come back from a quick break. Stay where you are.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get 1 box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
At our house, it's tea time.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
There are memberships for all kinds of things today. But what about being a member of the family? What about being a member of the community? What about being a member of humanity? What if there was a membership that gave us the time to celebrate the things that connect all of us?
Absolute Janitorial Service is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company serving all of Northwest Arkansas. We have a long track record for exceptional service and clear communication. We clean multiple facility types, including office buildings, medical facilities, manufacturing plants, churches, schools, and much more. Give Absolute Janitorial Service a call today for a free quote and see what an absolute difference our services can make for your business.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
Farmers Insurance, the Kyle Worst Agency in Centerton, for your auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles. All these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
We're back here. It's 42-7 West. We'll have a turbo clock here when we start the third quarter momentarily. Here's the scoring summary in the first half, and as you can tell, we had 49 points, so we have a lot of scoring to recap. Wolverines on their first possession, 11-play scoring drive, 70 yards. Gaines with a 16-yard TD reception. Extra point hit the upright. It was 6-0. Then on the next Wolverine possession, 7 plays, 55 yards. Jackson Brust an 8-yard TD reception. They got the 2-pointer, and it was 14-0. Heritage would fumble on its next possession, and on the very next play from scrimmage, Nick Bell with a 44-yard touchdown reception. That made it 21-0 Wolverines. Then on the next possession by the War Eagles, they would punt. It is blocked by the Wolverines. Tate West picked up and recovered, and Nick Bell took it into the end zone for a touchdown. That made it 28-0. Then Heritage would get on the board. An 11-play, 73-yard scoring drive. Eli Craig, a 7-yard touchdown run. That made it 28-7. And on the ensuing kickoff, the only time you ever hear the word ensuing is in football, by the way. An ensuing kickoff, Braden Jones picked up the loose ball and took it 97 yards to make it 34-7 after another Heritage punt. The Wolverines went 7 plays, 59 yards, and Carson Morgan with a touchdown run. They got the 2-pointer, and it's 42-7. A 35-point lead for the Wolverines at halftime. As you look at members of the Razorback marching band that are here tonight to relieve the Wolverine marching band, who is in St. Louis at a competition. So we'll listen into some of the Razorbacks on the field.
Some members or former members of the Arkansas Razorback Marching Band. Some first half statistics. First for Heritage. Heritage rushed the ball 23 times for 86 yards in the first half, with most of those carries going to number 22, Craig. He had 17 carries for 73 yards and the one touchdown. Passing the ball, Heritage was 9 out of 20 for 60 yards. And then for West, rushing the football 17 times for 152 yards. So doing most of the damage on the ground for the Wolverines is number 1, Carson Morgan. He had 15 totes, 144 yards, and a 7-yard touchdown run. Jake Casey carried it once for 2 yards, and Nick Bell, 1 carry for 6 yards. Throwing the football tonight, Jake, very efficient, 6 of 9, 108 yards with 3 touchdown passes. Leading the way with 2 catches is number 31, Dakota Gaines. He had 2 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. And 4 more Wolverine receivers caught a pass. 2 more receivers had passes thrown to him, so Jake's trying to throw the ball around. Cy Bates, the freshman, number 85, gets his first varsity catch early in the first quarter, one of the first plays on offense for the Wolverines. So he got 1 catch for 13 yards. Jackson Bruss has an 8-yard touchdown reception, and Carson Morgan has 1 catch for 13 yards out of the backfield as well. And then Nick Bill had the big play, 44-yard touchdown for his only catch of the night. So 3 touchdown passes for Jake tonight to lead the offense. And our other touchdown comes on the 97-yard?
97, yep.
97-yard return, and then the punt block for the touchdown. So good night, good half for the Wolverines. You don't want to say it's over because anything can happen, but I look for some backups to get some snaps here in the second half to help build that depth because, we've had our injuries on the offensive line for sure, but we've had guys in and out of the lineups. Like I said earlier, Tate West was out. He's back now, and has 1 block punt and almost a second one, so it's good to see him back. So, I think we'll see some backups here in this second half. Hopefully they perform well and give this the first group maybe some rest in the second half.
Well, you could be commended for not singing along to the fight song when the Razorback band played a moment ago.
Derek, since 1976, I'm a Hog fan.
That's right, yes.
We moved here in first grade, 1976. I've had season tickets almost my whole life, so I'm through and through Hog fan.
That was great self-control
Yes.
by you. But how cool is that to have the U of A band here tonight? So thanks to them for letting us have a band tonight. And I guess some of them or most of them will be headed to Little Rock in the morning for an early start with UAPB down there at War Memorial Stadium.
Hopefully a lot of backups getting to play the second half.
This could be a similar score, hopefully, to tomorrow.
As a Hog fan, we're hoping for sure.
Right. That's right. Well, it's 42-7 here. We're about to start the second half. West will have the ball to start the second half. Here are some scores from around the league tonight. Fayetteville 35, Springdale 14 in the third quarter. Third quarter score, Harbor 26, Southside 7. That game is, where are they playing that at? They are in Fort Smith tonight. And let's see. What was at one time the big rivalry in Benton County, but then when the schools split, that kind of changed that. But it's Bentonville 35, Rogers 14 at halftime. Those two did not like each other back in the day when they would get together. Of course, that was the big rivalry in Washington County is happening tonight as well. Fayetteville versus Springdale. That was the big game. They've played over 100 times. Over 120 times, I think, actually. So West ball here, thanks to Bob Morey Auto Body and Foster Roofing, presenting our coverage of Wolverine football here tonight and all season long. Next week we'll be in Fort Smith as the Wolverines take on the Southside Mavericks. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kick from Jim Rowland Stadium in Fort Smith. If you don't make the trip, you can join us here on the app or however you're watching us. Wolverine cheerleaders ready for this second half. with the home team up 35. So we will have a moving clock once the ball is snapped on the first down play. And not much will stop it. Well, the last kickoff was taken for a house call by Braden Jones. He's back with Bell and Durham deep to receive this one. Benuelos ready to kick it off for the War Eagles. Short kick from the 12. This is Nick Bell with room. Bell down the sideline, and he will score! Nick Bell with another kickoff return for a touchdown for the Wolverines. Lightning has struck twice on Gamble Road tonight.
Derek, I still can't count it. He's got a receiving touchdown, a punt block recovered touchdown, and now a kickoff. He still owes me the pick six, though.
Man, you are a tough audience there. He's accounted for 20 points tonight. Here is Travis for the PAT. High snap, kick is on its way and good. And it's 49-7 before they're back in their seats from halftime. We'll be right back here on the Wolverine Sports Network.
Foster Roofing has been helping Arkansas homeowners weather every storm for over 25 years. If your roof was damaged by the recent storm, be aware that out-of-state roofing companies may try to pose as local businesses. Choose an Arkansas state-licensed local company for your roof repair. Choose Foster Roofing.
My house, I'm a fireman.
Owning a home means there is a time and place for everything. If you need money for your next home loan, let Rock Mortgage help you get into your new home fast.
The two longest kickoff returns in school history. 95 yards just now from Bell, and Braden Jones had a 97-yarder earlier. And it's all Wolverines tonight. Buxton has it teed up. McNair is back deep, so is Darius Wiley. Here's the kick from just outside of the end zone. It's taken by Wiley. Oh, and Wiley is buried at the 18-yard line. Luke Evans says hello. They will spot it at the 19.
How much time is on cam 3? How much time is left on cam 3? 4 minutes? Okay.
Clock running here as Heritage comes to the line at the 19-yard line. Craig on the carry. And Craig is stopped by the freshman Vincent. That is at the 28-yard line, so it's a 9-yard gain for Craig. Second and 1 here for the War Eagles.
Okay, I heard you. Okay. All right, good job. Cam, when you're back on. Sorry, I have to go through very fast. Focus.
Keeper by the quarterback Hensley. Hensley's got a first down. Evans in again on the stop. A 4-yard run there for Carter Hensley. First down at the 32. Ball on the 32 as Heritage comes to the line. 8 on the play clock. And nothing doing here. Craig is snowed under. Vincent is there again. Man, this kid is making plays all over the field tonight. That's a 3-yard loss back to the 29. Well, Harris Vincent is adding some depth at linebacker for this team because he will see more snaps as this season winds down and into the playoffs coming up in a few weeks, I'm sure. 2nd and 13 here for the War Eagles. Hensley throws. That pass is complete. And a nice open field tackle there by Vincent again. A 2-yard pickup there, Laird with the reception. And it's 3rd and 10 here for the War Eagles. Heritage 5 out of 10 on 3rd down in this ball game. They gave him a first down. No, they didn't. It's 3rd and 10, right? Okay,
Yes.
I got confused. Sorry. 3rd and 10. Here is Hensley being chased. Throws on the move, incomplete, and there's a flag. Another flag comes in, too. Buxton was the defender there. Tospon was the intended receiver. This would carry a first down if it's against the Wolverines, and it is.
3rd pass interference of the night against the Wolverine defense.
It's going to move the ball to the 46. Well, there'll be some things to correct in the film meetings.
You know, those coaches got to have something
to complain about.
Yeah.
Like me.
I'm glad you get it all out of your system before you come up here. I mean, it only happens on your show and at home, I think, right?
Not much at home.
Oh.
Mostly on the show. 1st and 10 for the 47. Here's Eli Craig again on the handoff. He's hemmed in. He surges forward. He gets 3 yards. Braden Jones in on the tackle of the Wolverines at the 50-yard line. We're already down to 6:44 to go here in the 3rd. In the turbo clock situation because West is up 42 points. The highest scoring game in Wolverine history, or the largest margin of victory, is 57 against Heritage back in 2019. Probably not going to get there tonight, but maybe 57 is gettable. We'll find out. 2nd down and 7. Handoff Craig. Nice opening there, and Craig takes it down to the 40-yard line for a first down. Wilbanks in on the tackle. It's a gain of 10.
Well, Derek, that's our starting defense out there. So no subs yet. Heritage moving the football on them.
This is the 7th play of the War Eagle drive that started on the 19. Penalty markers are down.
I think that's going to be on the War Eagles.
We'll get the call. They have 26 yards of offense in the quarter, right?
In the half.
Oh, in the half, yeah. So a procedure penalty against the War Eagles makes it 1st and 15. They're on the Wolverine 45. They fake to the motion man. Here's Hensley looking it over. Being chased. Takes a shot as he throws it downfield. Nobody home. Hit on the quarterback by Colby Gardner, number 43. 2nd and 15 here for the War Eagles.
I saw him this morning about 9 o'clock. So you good to go today? He goes, yeah, when I wake up a little bit, it's about 9 a.m., you know. I guess he woke up there for sure.
He's glad they're not having an 11 a.m. kick. 8th play of the drive here for Heritage. 2nd and 15. Eli Craig, the ball carrier again, trying to get outside on the far sideline. He dives forward, and when they spot it, they do at the 39, and he's got a first down, a gain of 6.
No. Remember that, the penalty.
That's right, the penalty. 3rd and 9. That's the second time I've done that. Third and 9 here for Heritage.
There, you make it sound so easy, you know, like the people don't understand. This is not an easy job. It's pretty stressful. Ask our director next door here, Reese Sullivan. It's high stress.
I agree.
For live television.
He says he agrees with you. 3rd and 9. Eli Craig, the ball carrier. This time he does have the first down, and he stumbles down to the 25-yard line. 14 yards, and another first down for the War Eagles.
And their 4th one in the second half.
Jordan in on the tackle. It's a running clock, so it's not the same, but they've had the ball for 8+ minutes on this possession. The offense for the Wolverines has not been on the field here in the 3rd quarter. They scored on the kickoff return. 1st and 10 from the 25. So this may be the fewest offensive snaps in a game for the Wolverines. Hensley, the quarterback, keeps it, takes it down to the 21. Wilbanks makes the tackle. At this rate, the Wolverine offense isn't going to touch the ball in the 3rd quarter.
And they only touched it for 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the 2nd quarter. So
got to find ways to pass the time down there. 2nd down at 6.
Is Cam 3 on? Awesome. Thank you.
Handoff. End around with McNair. And a good tackle there. He has stood up and driven backwards. That's Tate West, who blocked the punt earlier in this game. Forward progress is stopped at the 18-yard line. 3-yard pickup and another 3rd down here for Heritage. This is the 12th play of the War Eagle drive. It started on the 19.
We're 2 for 2 on 3rd down, counting that pass interference against the Wolverines on this drive.
3rd and short. Craig carries it. And he did not get the first down. The Wolverine defense stiffens. Gardner in there, so is Norman to plug the hole. He got a yard. It's 4th down, and why not? Heritage will go for it. First 4th down try for either side tonight. It's 4th and 2 for the War Eagles. West defense 8 for 17. Opponents have converted 48% of the time on 4th down this year. Hensley throws through the hands of McNair. It's incomplete. And they stop him on 4th down there. So West takes over with 1:02 to go. The offense will get on the field.
If Heritage got that first down, they wouldn't have, I bet.
No, they would not have. And they will start at the 17-yard line. New quarterback is Alex Downing.
That's a fun place to start if you're a new quarterback.
Jay Herndon is in at running back. Here is Herndon on the carry. And Herndon across the 20 to about the 23. Caden Ziem made the tackle. That is a pickup of 6 for Herndon as we wind down here in the third quarter.
Our first offensive stat of the half.
So Jake Casey's night is done with a 3-touchdown performance in the first half.
Can I do a third quarter wrap up on offense here in 15 seconds?
Herndon on the carry. Herndon has a first down to the 32-yard line. I've got it. 2 rushes, 15 yards. That's the Wolverine offense.
Stealing my thunder again.
But they get the touchdown on the 95-yard kickoff return, and that is the end of the third quarter. It's 49-7. The Wolverines lead it. You're watching the Wolverine Sports Network.
And I'm going to need your customer number, account number, and ID number.
Ever get the feeling you're treated like a number instead of a person?
You know the difference between these numbers? Can't help me at all?
Some places can make you feel like a number. Your bank shouldn't be one of them.
Maria, how are you doing?
At Legacy
Good to
National
see ya.
Bank, we believe in relationships and taking the time to get to know you and your goals. You're never a number at Legacy National Bank. Your legacy starts here.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Along with John Mackey, Derek Ruskin here at Wolverine Stadium as we start the fourth. West up 49-7 with a 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Alex Downing in at quarterback with a run. Now he throws. That pass is caught. And out to the 35, to the 39-yard line. Cy Bates with another reception. They're going to mark him. Let's see. It's going to be the 39, so a pickup of 7. Harbor has a 12-point lead on Southside in the second half. That's the only really close game in the conference tonight. So Southside hanging in there with Harbor. Second down. Here's a run by Herndon. Wrapped up and dropped by Amari Terreo. He will gain 2 to the 41. And a 3rd down and 1 here for the Wolverines. They're 3 for 3 on 3rd down tonight. So if they don't get it, that's the announcer kibosh for you right there. Keeper by Downing. They got the first down. And Downing takes it across midfield to the Heritage 47-yard line. Matthew Hightower on the tackle. A pickup of 12. And I'm off the hook.
Downing's got some wheels, and he saved you there, Derek.
Thank you, Alex. First down at the Heritage 47. Play fake. Downing's pass is caught. And down to the 40-yard line. That is William Anderson, a sophomore receiver with the grab. He gains 7. Hightower in on the tackle there for the War Eagles. So next week, the Wolverines, they'll be looking at that Harbor and Southside tape because they've got the Mavericks down in Fort Smith next Friday night. 2nd and 3 here. And Edmondson is tackled right away by Tyson Brown. He'll lose 2. Back to the 42.
Derek, I think it'll be the first time we'll do a game together at Southside.
That's right. I was
Thanks
solo
to some
last
schedule
time.
changes, and I missed one game in my Wolverine career.
3rd down and 5. On the 42-yard line. Keeper by Downing. And he's got another first down. Downing takes it to the 31. He gains 9 and moves the sticks. Well, the conditions that's a non-conference game a few years ago when we went down there. And, I mean, you open the window and you could stick your hand out and just feel the humidity. It will not be like that, hopefully, next Friday night, but it was an oven for those players to have to play in a few years ago. There's a pass complete. Anderson, and he's taken down at about the 23. Tackle made by Nathan Mora. That is 8 more for Anderson. Second and 2 here for the Wolverines, as they're putting a nice drive together here with these reserves. On an end around, down to the 20-yard line. The carry there by Spencer Berryman, a senior. On senior night, gets a carry. And did he get enough for the first down? It's close.
I think they're calling it no, maybe. I don't know.
It's at the 21.
They're calling it short, looks like.
It looks that way.
So 1 yard.
They don't know what to call it over there.
We got to call it to the 22.
Downing, firing to the end zone. In and out of the hands of Klingfost. So it's incomplete.
Get a tall drink of water.
So now it's 4th down?
Yes.
Okay, so
4th
that was
and
the
1.
first third down miss of the night, and it's 4th and an inch. Or is it? I don't know how it's not a first down. It's so close.
Well, they can't do it now
measured.
because they ran a play.
They ran a play, yeah.
Like, you can't. Sorry, we're going to back it up 2 plays. Like, I know there's, like, reversals on the field in college and NFL, but there is no, 2-play,
No, you can't. Once you run a play, you can't change it.
It's no do-over. Bread basket.
It looks like it's 4th and 0 over there.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I'm changing to 4th and 0 on mine. I think we're going to have a timeout discussion. Official timeout.
Maybe
Coach Pratt call one to try to get a discussion.
We've got a timeout here with 7:35 to go. Was that a turnover on downs? It looks like the offense is coming on the field for Heritage.
First down was the 8-yard pass to Anderson. Second down and 2 was the 1-yard reverse to 84.
I think that was 4th down.
And then what I missed, Eric?
I think it was 4th down.
I have Anderson with an 8-yard catch that made it 2nd and 2.
Yeah.
And then 84 on the reverse for 1 yard.
Right, that's 3rd down.
And then
4th down was the
incomplete
incompletion.
to Klingfost. That's 3rd down.
That was 4th down.
What was 3rd down then? I missed 3rd down.
It was a run for
Oh, that's what I missed.
a couple yards.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
It's all right.
I could have told you that was 4th down then.
They were right. We were wrong. But they're still talking down there about something. Coach Pratt's on the field trying to get an explanation. I've got that as 4th down. I don't know if they know what down it is. Coach Pratt wants to know. I think he thought that corner route play was a 1st down. But it was actually 4th down. Now Heritage has it at the 21. All on the 21-yard line. Well, that was weird. Here's a 5-yard run to the 26 for Eli Craig. Clock is spinning again here with just about 7 minutes left in the ball game. Fayetteville 49, Springdale 14 as they start the 4th. So they're in turbo clock mode at JWBS at Springdale. Here's a run by Hensley. Hensley to about the 30. He gains 4.
So this is 3rd down and 1.
Yes, it is.
If you're paying attention. Help us pay attention. So I guess that's the only West turnover of the night, the turnover on downs that probably may not have happened had we known it was 4th down. Probably would have ran it for a yard to get the 1st down.
3rd and 1, and that pass is complete for a first down to the 35-yard line. So Heritage converts on 3rd down. Tospawn with the catch and a pickup of 5. First and 10 at the 35 as we hit the 6-minute mark. And off Eli Craig. And the first man through to get some hands on him, Michael Latham, a junior linebacker. That is a 3-yard gain for Craig to the 38. Second and 7 here for the War Eagles. Hensley, incomplete, looking for Tillman McNair. So the one offensive possession ends with a turnover on downs for the Wolverines. But there was some confusion on if it was 4th down or 1st down. 3rd down at 7 here for the War Eagles. 8 out of 13 on 3rd down tonight. Roll out, Hensley. Over the middle.
Looked like it bounced. Yeah, I think the back judge is calling it.
Incomplete. McNair trapped it. Now, it is an incomplete pass. I think on the far side, he was going to go catch, but he was overruled.
And they already had the sticks moved.
Yeah. So it's 4th down.
Make sure they got the sticks right. It started at the 35. Yep. That was an easy one. Thankfully, it started on a 5-yard line somewhere.
Everybody's concentration is lapsing here in a 49-7 game with 4 minutes to go.
We try to keep you entertained, though. We really do.
4th down. The box says now it's got 4 on it over there. It is 4th down here for Heritage.
You say 4th down. Our scoreboard says 4th down. The box says 4th down. Everybody says 4th down.
Hensley loads up and floats one. He's got McNair, but he overthrows him. He hit the camera guy down there. It's incomplete.
Heads up, Andres. No, he didn't even flinch, Derek.
No.
How about that concentration?
It hit the one of the
scaffold.
No, it hit the one of the TV camera people for the Friday night shows.
Oh,
one of the local
that'll
news
be
stations.
a nice shot of football coming right at him.
So Heritage turns it over on downs. West has it in plus territory at the 38.
First and 10, ball on the 38-yard line.
Downing throws, and they're saying that's a catch. It did not hit the carpet over there. It was awfully close, but they say it was a catch for Aiden Klingfost on the far sideline, and he drags tacklers before he steps out of bounds at the 19. So a 19-yard gain for Klingfost. He snagged it out of the air before it hit the turf over there on the far sideline. First down on the 19. And a keeper here by Downing. Ball pops out. They're going to say it was down at the 15. It was ripped free by Darius Wiley. On the 15-yard line, 2nd and 6. Downing again on the move. Downing cuts it upfield. Oh, and he is crashed in too hard inside the 5-yard line. Downing takes it to the 2. 13-yard run for the quarterback. 1st and goal, Wolverines. They've got Marcus Whitmore in to help block here. Herndon is the running back. Different quarterback now after Downing took that shot. The give is to Herndon straight ahead. Touchdown, Wolverines. So Rice comes in for quarterback there, gives it to Herndon. Herndon scores, and it's a 50-burger for the Wolverines tonight. Here's the extra point by Truxton Travis. Rice will hold it. It's a fake, and now Rice rolling. Rice towards the goal line, and he did not get in. So it remains 55-7. Wolverines lead it with 2:05 remaining. We'll take a timeout for this.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate.
Nailed it.
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Downstairs and bring.
4-play, 38-yard scoring drive for the Wolverines. And they make it 55-7 with 2:05 to go. I want to thank again Bob Bordy Auto Body and Foster Roofing, along with Centerton Farmers Insurance, Legacy Bank, Northwest Health System, Absolute Janitorial Services, and Rock Mortgage for helping bring you Wolverine football tonight.
Derek, we've ran 15 snaps, I think, on offense in the second half. That's it. 11 on the first drive and 4 on that short field there. So offense taking a break for the 3 quarters, basically. It's been all special teams and defense.
They ran 8 snaps in the second quarter on offense.
Okay.
Here is the kickoff from the 8-yard line. And more good special teams play, this time on the kick coverage. That was Dalton Rice in there making the tackle.
Okay, backup QB,
Yeah.
special teams all-star.
They're going to mark it at the 20. This clock is already ticking, and the Wolverines will move to 3-2 in the conference. In the standings, Harbor is leading, so if that holds, they will go to 3-2. Rogers is losing to Bentonville, so they'll be 3-2. Fayetteville will be 5-0, and Bentonville will be 4-1. So West will still be in the 4 spot, it looks like, going into week 9 next week in Fort Smith. Garcia carried that for about 4 for Heritage.
2 plays at the most, maybe. I mean, this might be it right here.
Garcia on the carry. And the tackle was made by John McInnes for the Wolverines, and that may be the last tackle of the night.
It's one of my students there.
If they snap it, it's 3rd and 1. 12 seconds to go in the ball game. Garcia, the ball carrier, gets another first down, but time has run out. That's a 7-yard run for Garcia. The game is over, and the Wolverines win it by a final score of 55-7. West goes to 5-3. And for Heritage, the misery continues. They have now lost 30 consecutive league games for the Heritage War Eagle program. The Wolverines right now, it looks like at the end of the night, will set up in the 4 spot in the 7A West standings with 2 games to go. They're in the 4 going into tonight, and they'll probably stay there if everything holds with the scores right now. The only close game right now is Harbor up 2 scores on Southside.
Yeah, and, you know, Rogers has that tiebreak where it's going to probably end up costing us, haunting us after having that lead and letting Rogers come back late and win that one.
But the 3 and the 4 will have home playoff games. The 5 and the 6 would have to go on the road in week 1 of the playoffs. So in that 3 or 4 spot, you will get a game here at Wolverine Stadium the first week of the playoffs in November.
So, River Valley, here we come.
That's right.
Calico County.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Shout out to Scott Blair, one of the owners of Calico County, a buddy of mine. All right, we are out of time now, and the Wolverines win it tonight 55-7 for John Mackey and our entire crew. Derek Ruskin saying so long from Wolverine Stadium. Thanks for watching Wolverine football tonight.